What's going on, guys? So in this video I'm going to talk about some things you should know before buying a BMW S1000RR. Alright guys, so I'm going to go over a couple things I think you should know. They're going to be positives and negatives of owning the BMW S1000RR. So the first thing is the bike itself and the price. So brand new, this bike is roughly $20,000, give or take, plus or minus, depending if you get the HP forged wheels, if you get heated grips, etc. This was a 2014 model as a caveat. I know the newer models, it comes standard with heated grips, cruise control, etc. but not the HP4 wheels. I actually bought this bike when it was about 2.5 years old or so. It only had 6,700 miles or so, maybe a little less, maybe 64, somewhere in there. So it was a great deal I got on it. I actually paid what it was worth for Kelley Blue Book pricing at the time because the bike was such in good condition. And the owner that I bought it from, he actually bought it from the BMW dealership here in Hawaii. And you can go back and check their maintenance records and they have it all documented on the computer, which was awesome and nice. So I could see the last time the oil was changed, the last time the service was done, when it had the 500-mile service done to remove the plug to unlock slick mode, all that good stuff was there. So that was pretty cool. That's why I paid Kelley Blue Book pricing. Now for the, the older model, Gen 2s or Gen 1s. 2012 to 14 was the Gen 2s. 2010-11 were the Gen 1s. You should be able to get a decent deal on these nowadays. I'd say if you're paying over 10 grand, you're probably too high. And that's as of now, which is November 2017. The bike is, 3.5 years old at this time. But I will say, even though this one only had 64 or so when I bought it, it's only got 79 now. So I basically haven't ridden it a lot in the past year and a half or so that I've owned it because I own 2 other bikes. So it helps on the miles. And even though I think I ride this the most out of the 3. The second thing you should know before buying a BMW S1000RR is the insurance. Because it is a liter bike, it's 1,000 cc's and above. If you're under 25, they will charge you astronomically. I know some buddies that tried to get this when they were 24, and it was going to be like astronomical hundreds of dollars a month just for this bike. I am over 25, therefore my lower insurance rates help tremendously. That's why I can own 3 motorcycles. If I was under 25, there's no way. So if you're under 25 and you're looking to own this bike, just be prepared to pay hundreds of dollars a month for insurance. And the reason why is because insurance companies look at this as the younger generation does crazy things and wheelies and accidents and all that good stuff. No, right? But anyway, so once you turn 25, it's affordable for insurance. Plus the payment you're going to make on this every month. You got to factor that in. So if you're under 25, it's going to cost you a lot of money every month to own this bad boy. So if you're over 25, I highly recommend it. If you're under 25, I'd go for something lower in insurance, like a 600 or so. I know BMW doesn't make 600s, but that's okay. I recommend Honda CBR 600s, Yamaha R6, Triumph Street Triple, or Daytona 675 if you're looking for the sport bike version. That's what I highly recommend. So as far as insurance purposes, that's what you need to know. So another thing you should know, guys, the stock seat. It is terrible. It is like sitting on a board of nails or the hardest cement wood block you can describe. No, it's not that bad. However, I got the Sargent seat, as you can see here. I got it off Revzilla, or you can get it from Sargent direct, but the shipping was cheaper off Revzilla for me here in Hawaii. Sargent seat, as you can see, it actually comes up a little bit, which helps you from sliding, if you know what I mean, down in here. I love it. It's got that almost carbon fiber type look, and super extra cushiony, as you can see. The stock seats are like a flat board, and it goes down, so you're sliding into this bad boy. So that's what you should know about the seat. Also, to help you from sliding, I got Stomp Grip tank grips. You can add these to help you hug the tank with your legs, and that helps tremendously. So that's one more thing to know. All right, guys, so the quick shifter. This was basically the first generation of the quick shifter. It does work quick shifting up and somewhat going down. You know, and there's a debate whether it's a quick shifter up and down. I know the Dune version has it. But this one, it does quick shift for me downwards. Not as easy, but it does work. So the quick shifter is amazing. You have to get used to it at first. Sometimes when you're transitioning between first and second gear, it does stick and kind of jump and can get in the neutral sometimes. So, you know, most of the time going first to second, unless I'm up to speed really quick, I do hold the clutch in the shift. But once you're going, like if you're on the highway, it's money. So that's the quick shifter. Alright guys, like I mentioned earlier, if the 2014 and below versions, they didn't come standard with heated grips and cruise control. So one thing to know, if you're going to buy one, the heated grips, you know, is actually one of these couple buttons. I believe it's this one to turn them on, and it's coils that run underneath the grips here. And if you want to see what that looks like, I've posted a video about how to change out these grips. These are actually new grips because my other ones were worn down. And you can see the coiling of where the wire would run if you had heated grips. You can get them installed, but if you really need them, but they're super expensive, of course, from BMW. Also, cruise control up here, if it had it. I wish I had cruise control, as funny as that sounds on a sport bike. Because once you're going and you're on the interstate, sometimes at a great speed, you like to just set it and go so you can relax your, you know, your right hand sometimes, or it just would be helpful. So I can see why cruise control, even though it sounds silly on a sport bike, it could be helpful. Other things maybe you want to know before you buy, I'll turn it on for you guys real quick. All right, so it's got these flashing caution ABS. That is okay. That's supposed to happen every time, and it means it's testing the system. And once you put it into gear and start moving more than, I think, 3 to 5 miles per hour, they will go out. Now, if they don't go out, then you have an issue. So this bike also has modes. Right now I have it in race mode, which I ride most of the time in, but you can change the mode from the button over here. It says mode, and you got, you know, a little menu pops up, and you go slick, which is for racing, or crazy if you're on the highway, with no traction control, ABS, wheelie control, any of that good stuff. So you want to do wheelies on the BMW S1000RR, a $20,000 bike? Be my guest in slick mode. Rain mode, which dwindles down to about 60 or so, maybe 70% of the engine power, and also gives you max traction control and ABS, of course used for when the roads are slick. Sport mode, it's kind of like, I don't know, between a 600 and a 750. If you're starting to learn how to ride the bike, I recommend starting in sport mode. I did for about a week or two, and then I was just like, what am I doing? I'm used to this. And then I went and I leave it in race. Race gives you ABS, some traction control. It does provide wheelie control, and just gives you that traction you need. So most of the time, most people roll around in race mode. If you want to be a rebel, you roll around in slick mode. I've heard people doing that all the time. Be my guest. But that's what you need to know about the instrument panel, guys. Alright guys, another thing you need to know with buying. People ask, why are the headlights different? It's unsymmetrical, asymmetrical per se. Well, here's what BMW says. They actually wanted to do 2 of the small headlights, but it wasn't street legal. They were too small of a diameter for the lights and the lighting it projected. So they didn't want to do 2 big lights because it added weight. So, knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. They made it street legal by having the big light, and they saved weight by having the small light and the big light. Plus, it gives it a distinct look that everybody either loves or hates, right? Some people are in between. I love it. I've grown onto it. That is, you know, coming down the road, you see that, and you're like, oh, there's the S1000RR, super distinctive. Another thing to know before you buy is the exhaust. Stock exhaust on this guy comes with a giant catalytic converter on the 2014. Here's a picture of it right here for reference. So this thing weighs like, I don't know, 25, 30 pounds or so. Maybe a little under that, but it feels like it. It just weighs you down, and it doesn't perform or sound great. Sounds like a freaking scooter almost. I'm just not that bad, but almost. Anyway, I added the TaylorMade exhaust here, full system. It is amazing. It comes with the carbon fiber belly pans for both sides, make it look like that MotoGP race look. I love it because it barely sticks out and it sounds great. If you want to hear the sound, there's a link in the description and comment section below. Check it out and let me know what you think about the sound. I think it sounds pretty cool, and it was also pretty cool to spit out fire for me. It would have been really nice at night, huh? And guys, the final thing you should know about this bike is maintenance. You are going to spend money. Lots of money. I can't emphasize or stress that enough on this bike. Now, it's not too bad. When I first bought it, like I said, it was 2.5 years old, and it had 64, 63, somewhere in there, 100 miles. I took it in, I think 5,000 miles. You're supposed to do the 5,000 mile service. It was done by the previous owner, but I wanted to get everything baselined again. I took it in, I had everything done. I'm talking about oil filter change, full coolant flush, engine oil flush, the transmission, everything, I had everything looked at. The whatever 50-point inspection they do, they checked everything out, and it was all good to go after they flushed all the coolants and all that good stuff. It didn't need a valve adjustment, thank God. You don't need that until maybe, I think it's 16 or 12,000. I'm not sure. I know my Honda was 16,000 miles, so it doesn't need that for a while. And it was still under warranty because it was under 3 years old, so that was nice. A little bit of warranty now. But like I said, it's good to go. I've maintained it. I've paid lots of money, guys. For instance, when I got it serviced, when I first bought it, I spent probably $1,200. So there you go. I mean, I didn't have to do that. But for the peace of mind and me starting brand new, like a fresh bike off the showroom floor, basically, I paid the $1,200. Now, that's here in Hawaii, guys. You got to remember, it's a little bit higher. The oil liters, whatever you want to call it, is way expensive. I think it's like $80 a quart. It's just crazy, guys. So owning a BMW S1000RR in Hawaii probably isn't the brightest thing, but it's okay if you're over 25. I can't stress that even more. If you're under 25, you probably have to win the lottery or be rich. But anyway, but yes, maintenance. I did the annual maintenance this past July on this bike from the first baseline I did, because it was a year after I bought it. And I want to say, and I got the oil changed, didn't get the coolant flush or anything. I got the air filter changed, because that should be done. So very basic maintenance, and I want to say I spent $600 to $800, but I did install these Litech chain adjusters. So beautiful. And actually on this side, here's the side with the special nut right here, titanium alloy nut, Giles tooling, thank you. So I had them do that because I don't like messing with tires and changing them and getting it lined up, especially it was the first time using the Litech chain adjusters. So to review, so owning a BMW S1000RR, the important things you should know: they cost a lot, but if you're getting the second or first gen version, do not pay over 10 grand. Make sure you have a buddy check it out maintenance wise, and you're going to spend a lot of maintenance on it overall to keep it well and maintained. It is a BMW, so you're going to pay that extra money. And if you're over 25, I highly recommend it for insurance purposes. And if you're not, I'd wait, guys. I'd get a lower bike, like a 600 or a 675. Call it a day. Bite the bullet. And when you turn 25 for your birthday, buy this joker. Other than that, guys, if you liked this video and it helped you out, please give a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't to the channel, and make sure you comment below. So other than that, guys, y'all take care from beautiful Hawaii. See you next time, and aloha. Alright, guys, one more thing. As a bonus, the best thing about owning a BMW S1000RR before you buy it is the exhaust sound. Here we go. Love the starter sound. Love the TaylorMade exhaust. Be the judge. Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, y'all take care. For real this time. Aloha.
Damn.